of the game, announced at the end of every Maroon Sports broadcast. Our WHOW announcers will select that night's WHOW Serve Pro of Piatt DeWitt County's Clinton Maroon Player of the Game. They'll be highlighted in each WHOW Maroon post-game broadcast and get a certificate from WHOW and Serve Pro of Piatt DeWitt Counties. Remember, Serve Pro of Piatt DeWitt Counties for fire and water restoration, reconstruction, and now duct cleaning to keep your air healthy. Click their icon at DeWittDailyNews.com.
News time is 7 minutes after 7 o'clock here on this Monday. Top of the morning from the newsroom of Regional Radio and DeWittDailyNews.com. I'm Seth Lawrence with this expanded 7 o'clock newscast, streaming to Facebook and YouTube, brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. Here's what we have coming up for you in news on this here on this Monday. We start the day taking a look at those rainfall totals from the last several days, from about Friday until Saturday night. Boy, we saw a lot of rain in central Illinois. We'll tell you about how much in your neighborhood here in central Illinois. That comes up to kick us off here on this Monday. The Clinton American Legion is recruiting for boys and girls state. And also this morning, Mount Pulaski schools are taking advantage of an energy efficiency opportunity through the state of Illinois. That story comes up. And also this morning, it's Financial Literacy Month, and we hear from Social Security about that topic later this morning in news. But first, we stream to Facebook and YouTube, brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. Well, as I mentioned, plenty of rainfall throughout central Illinois the last several days, and so we take a look at what we received in terms of rain from Friday through Saturday, Thursday through Friday through Sunday, I guess I should say. Friday through Sunday for rainfall. We start in Logan County in Lincoln. They received about 2/3 of an inch of rain over the last few days. Northern Logan County, about 1/2 inch of rain. And in the southeast, kind of more eastern portion of Logan County, 1 inch and 1/5. Here in Clinton, we received 1 inch and 1/10 of rainfall for the last several days. Over in the Farmers City area, reports ranging from about 9/10 to 1 inch and 1/5. Again, that's over in the Farmer City area in the northeast corner of DeWitt County. We move to the north in McLean County, where Bloomington Normal reporting rainfall between about 1/3, 1/2, 4/10, 6/10, 2/3 of an inch of rainfall scattered throughout Bloomington Normal in McLean County. About 3/4 of an inch of rainfall in Hayworth the last few days. About 8/10 of an inch of rain outside of Leroy, where DeWitt and McLean counties meet. Just short of 1 inch of rainfall south of 136 there in southern McLean County. In the southeast corner of the county of McLean County, about 9/10 of an inch of rainfall. Far eastern McLean County, just outside of Aerosmith, 3/4 of an inch of rain. Northwest corner of McLean County, just off the highway north of Carlock, about 1/2 inch of rainfall reported there. We move to the east, and Monticello in Piatt County, just short of 1.5 inches of rainfall the last few days. Just outside of Allerton Park in western Piatt County, about 1 inch and 4/10. Between Cisco and Cerro Gordo on 48, 1.5 inches. Just south of Mint, about 1.5 inches of rainfall. In the northeast corner of Piatt County, reports right around 1.25 inches, maybe 1 1/10 inches, just north of Mansfield, where Champaign and Piatt counties meet, about 1 inch of rainfall. And that'll take us into Champaign County, where in Mahomet, reports ranging between just over 1 1/10 inches, 1 1/5 inches, even 1 3/10 inches. In a report in Champaign County in Mahomet from the last several days. Okay, Champaign-Urbana reports ranging from 1 4/10 inches, 1 1/3 inches, 1.5 inches. There's a report of 1 6/10 inches in Urbana, even a report of 2 1/3 inches in southern Champaign, just north of Savoy in Champaign-Urbana. Sydney, in the kind of eastern portion of Champaign County, about 1 8/10 inches. Also a report in eastern Champaign County of 2 1/10 inches of rain. That's south of Homer. North of Homer, between 1 inch and 8/10 and 1 inch and 9/10. St. Joseph, along the highway, reporting about 1.5 inches of rainfall. Let's see, northern Champaign County in Rantoul, a couple of reports right at 1 inch and 1/10. 1 inch of rainfall in the northwest corner of Champaign County, north of Fisher, from the last several days. We did Logan County. Let's move down to Macon County, where the southern portion of Decatur, about 1.5 inches, just off the highway south of Oriena. In the northeast corner of Decatur, about 1 inch and 4/10, 1 inch and 1/10 of rainfall in Warrensburg, where Logan, Sangamon, and Macon counties meet. About 1 inch of rainfall recorded there. Springfield area from the last several days, reporting between 9/10 an inch, 1 inch and 1/10, and even 1 inch and 1/5 in the Riverton area along 54. Near Chatham, reports ranging between 1 inch and 1/10, 1 inch and 1/5, and 1 inch and 1/4 of rainfall. Christian County from the last several days, just outside of Taylorville at the lake, 1 inch and 8/10 between Assumption and Pana along 51, 2 and 6/10 inches of rainfall, 1 inch and 9/10 around the Morrisonville area, where Christian and Montgomery counties meet, 2 and 6/10 inches of rain. Shelbyville, 3 1/4 inches of rainfall in Shelby County. Sullivan, 2 and 6/10 in Moultrie County. Arthur, where Moultrie and Douglas County meet, 2 and 1/10 inches of rain. Northern Moultrie County between Hammond and Lovington, 1 inch and 3/4. Boy, we got a lot of rainfall in central Illinois. I know southern Illinois, if you're following on Facebook on Cocoa Roz with us, you can see Effingham north of 4 1/4 inches in the Effingham area. Centralia in Salem County, 5 and 3/10 inches of rainfall, 5 1/3 inches of rain in the southeast corner of Washington County in southern Illinois. So the farther south you go, definitely got a lot of rainfall. But boy, this central Illinois area, we got a lot of rainfall as well. Let's take a quick look at the Peoria area. Reports around the Peoria area, 4/10 of an inch of rain in Pekin, about 1/2 inch of rain in Morton, just short of 1/2 inch of rain south of Deer Creek in eastern Tazewell County. Northern Tazewell County, about 1/3 of an inch of rain in Washington over the weekend. So again, plenty of rain in central Illinois here over the weekend. And as always, those rainfall totals courtesy of CocoRoz.org, the community collaborative rain, hail, and snow network. It's a great interactive map. Like I said, if you've been following us on Facebook, you've kind of seen me zooming in and out and just checking out the rainfall totals across the area. Farther south you go, the more rain we got. But CocoRoz.org, a great resource for all those rainfall totals. All right, let's get into news here on this Monday. An opportunity for students to take a summer trip and build their own governments is being promoted by the Clinton American Legion. Josh Thielen is the department adjutant for the State American Legion and explains Boys and Girls State is a 1-week exercise where kids can build their own city and state government and learn about civics.
The best way to explain Boys and Girls State is it's a crash course on civics and government. It's 1 week that you'll spend at Eastern Illinois University. It's for juniors going into their senior year, and you come in and you're put into cities. Then from those cities, you elect your mayors, you elect all your elected officials. You wind up electing and forming a full government, a statewide government. You'll elect a governor and everything else. And you continue to progress that way. And you compete against each other with there's sports that you can get involved with. You can cast judgments against each other and file lawsuits against each other and really just embark on that opportunity and have fun with it. We want you to come in and just experience new friendships, but understand how government is supposed to work and provide an opportunity for students who, even if you're not fully interested in government, maybe you've got a slight interest in it. Maybe you just want to have a week away from your family. It's paid for. It's free. The Post will pay, or the sponsoring Post, whoever it winds up being. And for us, it'll probably be Clinton, We've got the capability to send some kids, and we really want to do it. But go and test yourself. Give yourself the opportunity to try to be successful. One of the best scholarship opportunities is out of this program. We have the Samsung scholarship, which is $10,000, I think, scholarship. Like it's a great opportunity for any junior looking into their senior year. It's a resume builder. It's great on college applications. Even if you don't have any plans whatsoever to go into government, having Boise State on your resume is an instant identifier. And we really need to promote people and get the students to understand the importance of going to something like this.
Thielen notes that he has never heard negative feedback from students that have participated in the trip. If you're on the fence, he says you should take the leap.
So I have yet to hear any negative feedback from it. When they come back, they are so grateful for that opportunity. Maybe not so much on the idea of dealing with government, but the friendships they make, the stories they get to tell of what they did and how they did it. So many of the students that went and participated come back as counselors. They come back to assist in the future when they've got an opportunity to go and help share that experience that they had, and they get to do it again. So like I said, I have yet to hear any negative feedback on it. I love this program. And I wish in 2002, 2003, when I could have gone, that I would have known about it. It's one of those programs that if you don't go and you're thinking about it and you don't take that opportunity, you're going to be disappointed that you didn't do it.
Thielen explains they are reaching out to schools to promote the program. He hopes students see the value of the educational and recreational opportunity of Boys and Girls State. This
year, I've got to look it up again so I get the dates right, because I always cross up. We got 3 events back to back to back on each other. We're trying to reach out. I've sent emails to the counselors at school and tried to let them know the importance of sending kids, and hoping that they will get on board and help us try to get some people or get some of the students to take part. So Boys State is June 7th through the 13th. Girls State, I believe, is the week right after that. And then we've got the Youth Police Program in Springfield the week right after that. So anybody that's eligible for that, so if you're a junior that's under 17 years old, then you can participate in either Boys or Girls State and in the Youth Police Program. You're not limited to only participating in one, but that's 2 weeks that you get to spend away from your family, and it's paid for by the Legion.
Anyone interested in participating in Boys or Girls State should reach out to the Legion to get more information or visit illinoisboysstate.org. A rural Logan County school district is seeking to take advantage of an energy grant that would help save on their energy costs. Jason Spang is the superintendent of Mount Pulaski Schools and indicates the grant is through the Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunity. There are a couple of ways a school can qualify for the funding.
You always try to keep your eyes open and your ears open for grant opportunities. And so we were lucky enough to learn and hear about a grant opportunity. It's called the Energy Transition Community Grant, and it's offered through the state of Illinois by the Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunity, DCEO, in the state of Illinois. They're housed out of Springfield. And a gentleman by the name of Matt Swain is in charge of the grant. And essentially, if you're within 30 geographical miles of a plant closure, so in our case, the Viper Mine coal mine closure, it just closed, but it also went through a significant reduction back in 2020, 2021. That qualifies us for this grant opportunity. And it's a 6-year window that you can receive revenue and funding out of this $40 million grant that's refunded every year. And any government entity can tap in as long as you're within those 30-mile parameters. So there is a formula that they use for the appropriation of this grant. And basically, it's a minimum of $50,000 a year plus a job loss factor.
According to Spang, the grant is not competitive, so they can simply submit information required and be reimbursed.
So for our case in the Viper Mine, back as early as 2012, they had 383 employees. Well, now they have 13 employees. So there's a formula of of a job loss factor. And then the last part is your revenue lost. And so they use that formula to appropriate you a percentage every year. And so there's a phase 1 and a phase 2 application process, but it's not a competitive grant. It's just a completion grant. So as long as we qualify and we put our name in, we'll get an appropriated amount of revenue that hopefully supersedes how much we lost during the last, at least 6 or 7 years. But we can use that to put funding in for some of the projects we have along the way, like the solar project we have for this summer with the solar panels for our district. We can also use it for existing projects. So Veterans Park, which we've talked about many times on this show, which is going to bring in athletic tourism into our community and help our businesses. We have a bus barn renovation this summer that helps with transportation. And so all of these different things qualify, but we're excited to see what we get.
The district plans to use the funds for several summer projects. Among them is the Veterans Park renovation, which includes upgrades to the baseball and football fields and a new bus barn construction. However, the grant isn't a one-time award. Spang notes the district will need to reapply periodically to continue receiving the money. He says they will submit the information and see what they get. News time is 23 minutes after 7 o'clock on this Monday. We'll continue on next on the morning show.
Baum Chevrolet Buick offers full transportation options while giving you peace of mind. This is Scott Baum from Baum Chevrolet Buick here in Clinton. This is what we do every day.
Time now for a look at sports. I'm Seth Lawrence with this report.
Us at BaumChevyBuick.com right from the start.
News time is 24 minutes after 7 o'clock here on this Monday. Again, I'm Seth Lawrence with you folks today for this expanded local newscast. April is Financial Literacy Month, and Social Security is reminding Americans to plan for their financial futures. Financial Literacy Month also serves as a reminder that Social Security is a vital part of any financial planning. Jack Myers with Social Security notes their online tools are available to help you understand your potential benefits and how they fit into your financial future.
Financial Literacy Month to promote financial education and well-being in the United States. And so, it's a reminder that Social Security is a vital part of any financial plan. If you're thinking about your financial plan and your financial well-being, I think it's important to consider Social Security, albeit most of the time part of your retirement plan. So maybe not something you're thinking of top of mind, but there are times when people need Social Security benefits much earlier than ever expected. Maybe a disability happens, or, a tragedy and a death of a worker happens, and then family members might qualify for benefits. So it's always good to be thinking about Social Security as a part of your financial plan. And we've got some tools available on our website to help you understand your potential Social Security benefits and how they might fit into your financial future. So I would encourage people to go to ssa.gov, look for My Social Security, create that account if you haven't already done so, or log into your account if it's been a while, and take a look at your Social Security statement. It'll show you estimates of those future benefits. It'll give you an idea what you would qualify for if you were to become disabled, or what your family members would qualify for if you passed away. So that is an important part of any kind of financial plan.
You should periodically review your My Social Security statement available within your My Social Security account at ssa.gov/myaccount. Myers notes it's easy to read, personalized, and a summary of your estimated benefits that you or your family could receive, including potential retirement, disability, and survivor benefits.
Financial Literacy Month is a great time to kind of remind you, hey, maybe I should take a look at that. And if I haven't done that yet, maybe I should go ahead and set up that My Social Security account just so I can have an idea what I would qualify for in retirement. Hopefully that's what we're focusing on, right? I mean, that's the good part of this. We want to think about retirement and what we might qualify for down the road in retirement. But like I said, unfortunately, there are those other situations too where people become disabled or pass away and family members need to qualify, and those are also very important things to be prepared for and to talk to your family about, so that at least you'd have some peace of mind of knowing that they'd be taken care of if something happened to you as a worker.
While Social Security is an important part of your retirement planning, Myers says it shouldn't be your only retirement planning.
Absolutely, Seth. We hear a lot. I probably tune in a little bit more to that kind of stuff than your average person does. Just being an employee of Social Security and surrounded by Social Security, and you hit it right on the head. It's an important part of your retirement planning, but it's not going to be enough to be your only source of income. And Financial Literacy Month is a good time to start thinking about that, because the earlier you kind of realize and recognize that, the more opportunity you have to set aside other sources of income for retirement. What we hear a lot, there are a lot of metaphors out there about the three-legged stool of retirement. And I think it's a pretty fair assessment. It's a pretty applicable metaphor, if you will. A modern version of that three-legged stool probably looks something like Social Security being one leg, personal savings being one leg, and then some sort of pension or 401k or something like that, maybe even work for some folks, being the third leg of that stool. And when you have all three of those legs, then that stool becomes a financial or a stable financial base for your retirement. And
Social Security has a variety of publications available on its website, ssa.gov/pubs. Get more information on all things financial planning there. 28 minutes after 7 o'clock here on this Monday morning. Time now for a look at this morning's obituaries. 89-year-old Melva Noreen Smith Smith Yetz Wilhelm passed away in Normal on Sunday, January 26th. A private memorial service for 89-year-old Melva Noreen Smith Yetz Wilhelm will be held at McCord Cemetery in Fullerton in Farmer City at a later date. Melva donated her body to medical research. 56-year-old Thomas Elvin Belangi of Farmer City passed away Friday, April 4th. Funeral services for 56-year-old Thomas Elvin Belangi will be at 11 a.m. Wednesday at Calvert Belangi Bruce Funeral Home in Farmer City, with Pastor Dave Ashby officiating. Burial will be in Memorial Park Cemetery in Clinton. Visitation will be from 4 to 7 p.m. Tuesday at the funeral home. Memorials can be made to the charity of the donor's choice in Tom's memory. Get news anytime at DeWittDailyNews.com.
President Trump, sometimes you have to take medicine to fix something. In this case, the medicine is higher tariffs. And what needs fixing, according to Mr. Trump, is a serious trade imbalance with the U.S.